Ahem. Hello, it's me. I'm back. Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, November 12th, 2025. We are on the tail end here of the Avatar pre-release cycle. So we've got all the spoilers in, pre-releases are coming up, and of course we're building some PDH decks with Avatar. I don't know anything about Avatar. I do know that he is a red and black Avatar, obviously. Who knows how to do fire bending? That is what this character does. And the rules text is a little bit better. I know a lot more about that. We have ourselves a 3 mana Zuko Seeking Honor, Hybrid Rakdos 2 for a 2/2 human noble with firebending one. What this means is whenever it attacks as a trigger, you get to add a red mana to your mana pool that lasts throughout combat. So you just activate abilities, you can use it to cast spells. Um, this card cares about casting spells. As you can see, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this character gains first strike until end of turn, which is great. And whenever he deals combat damage to a player, he gets a 1/1 counter. So we're playing combat tricks. We're getting through for damage. We're growing our boy. Um, should someone get in the way, we first strike them. Kind of like a Rakdos kind of spell slingery kind of thing going on here, except with a lot of combat tricks, which is a space that I like to play around in. Um, Also get to play like with a lot of the cool red like spells matter non-creature spell cards like Burning Prophet, Spellgorger Weird. There's another one in this set too. Cards that grow when you cast non-creature spells to kind of capitalize on that synergy too. So this card's pretty cool. It's kind of a different kind of Rakdos deck. Usually when we see black-red cards, they care about sacrificing things going to graveyard. This one does not, which I think is really cool. So that's what we're going to do today. Without further ado, this is one that's also kind of broad. There's a lot of things you can do. This is from the Jumpstart set, by the way. I should make that clear. You're not going to get this one open in boosties um, unless you're doing Jumpstart. So, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to get the cards that care about non-creature spells. Those are like the obvious ones. Non-creature. Well, we'll do this. Yeah, non-creature spell. Whoop. Non-creature Sopal. Non-creature spell. There we go. I want a common. It's great. Okay. So, some good stuff here. This is going to be a black mage rod deck for sure. As much as I hate pingers, this card is really sweet. So we're going to play this one because it's really cool. Borcupine is the 3 mana 2/2. It's a Spellgorger Weird, basically. 3 mana 2/2. Whenever you cast non-creature spell, it gets bigger. There's a handful of these cards. I don't know if we're going to go like full black mage stuff. Maybe we could. It's cooler than pingers because they're black mages, right? We're not playing like Firebrand Archer, no way. We'll play Crackling Cyclops. Um, Red Mage Rapier is cool, kind of turns your thing into a Kiln Fiend. So a lot of cool stuff we can be doing here. So we're going to start with this as kind of like a basic infrastructure. Black Mage Rod is like really sweet because it's an equipment that makes a little guy. But it turns anything into a Black Mage, which is really sweet. Um, Borcupine. No, we're not going to play Blazing Bomb. I think our mana curve is going to be a little bit lower. I don't think we're going to be playing a lot of 4 mana spells. So this will not grow that effectively. It's a cool card, just not in this deck. There's ways to build like higher mana value, like Izzet decks or Gruul decks, where this card can kind of pop off, but not this one. Let's get a Borcupine in here. Boar. Q. Whoops, hello. Boar Q. There we go. There's our guy. A boar porcupine. A great creature type. Right. Burning Prophet is like one of my favorite cards. This is in the list here of Derek's favorite PDH cards. 2 mana 1/3. Whenever you cast non-creature spell, it gets +1/+0, but more importantly, it scries 1. So it's like a little baby Dragon Rage Channeler. It gets bigger as you cast spells and you get triggers to cycle through your deck. Card's awesome. We'll play Cornered by Black Mages. We're gonna do the Black Mage stuff. Just because it's cool. It gives our guy first strike before combat. Makes a wizard. I like the black mage tokens better than normal pingers. I think they're more acceptable because they're a lot more vulnerable. I don't like pinging creatures. I think I've made that clear over the decks that I've built. I tend to not play them. In this deck, I think they're cool because it's a different kind of Rakdos deck, and I think it's neat to showcase that. I think these cards are more or less okay because tokens, like I said, are a lot more vulnerable. They're 0/1s, first of all, so they don't do anything but trigger. Like they don't go into combat. Like it's not like a gutter snipe where you can like attack for 2 or anything like that. Granted, like most people aren't doing that, but you don't have that option. They just sit there and they trigger. Um, they are also vulnerable to bounce spells, which normal pingers are generally not. Um, and they just get wrecked by everything. So I think in that way they're a little bit better than just running like things like Firebrand Archer, Kessig, God forbid, Kessig Fenrir. This card's an abomination. This thing's like hard to kill. Um, it has power, so like you can't. It can be difficult to attack into. I just don't like this card. But we're gonna play Crackling Cyclops too. Kiln Fiends are really neat. This is a great one because it kind of co-ops the non-creature spell clause rather than being an instant or sorcery matters card like Kiln Fiend is. If you're playing like, I don't know, like this deck can do non-creature spells, not necessarily like instants and sorceries, right? Because Zuko cares about non-creature spells to get first strike. Um, so we have a lot more like avenues to go. We don't have to go like super heavy into instants and sorceries. We can kind of like diversify a little bit, which I think is what I want to be doing. We still get to taste this, like a little taste of that effect, and we have the red mage rapier, which is like another way to do that. Okay, let's get our Mysidian Elder. Mysidian Elder. Just like a little guy that makes another little guy. Pyroceratops is a beater. I mean, if we end up like, it very well may be the case that we end up with a very instant sorcery based deck. I mean, because just of the nature of what we're doing. So we might include more things, but um, if we do, I'm much more in favor of cards like this than cards like Crackling Cyclops in terms of like instant sorcery matters cards. Pyroceratops just gets huge. It's a 4 mana 2/3 that gets a counter whenever it casts non-creature spell and has trample. Thing's a beater. Let's get a red mage rapier in here. The great thing about these cards too, like Red Mage Rapier, is that you can equip them onto Zuko, so you get a little extra that way. Because we're Voltroning, Voltroning. We're not like going super hard like Voltron because he just kind of grows gradually. What we're really trying to do is take advantage of firebending a little bit, um, build on what this card wants us to do, which is attack and play things in combat, which is what these things want us to do as well. So that's kind of the synergy that we're going to capitalize on. Let's get a Spell Scorcher Weird. I also like Crackling Cyclops as opposed to like Kiln Fiend and Friends because it says 4 toughness. Kiln Fiend is just like a 1/2. You can block it pretty easily unless you're doing like Team or Battle Rage stuff, which I don't think is always the answer. I don't think it makes Team or Battle Rage does not make for the most fun games. It can be really cool to deal a ton of damage, but I really don't like positions in games where you are attacking somebody with a lethal threat every turn, and putting them like into the double or triple abyss, or else they die. I think that just makes for a miserable play experience. It's powerful, and you will win if you do it. Oh, hello, I'm out of focus here. It's powerful, and you'll win if you do it, but I don't think it makes for a fun game experience for the rest of the people at the table, and that matters. Sorry to tell you. Okay, let's look at the instant sorcery stuff. Whenever instant sorcery. Yeah, just kind of pingers. Pyrehound is an acceptable one. We're not playing any of these creature pingers, and sorcery gets +2. This is like a worse Crackling Cyclops. I don't want to play Kiln Fiend. Fire Urchin's not the greatest because it's so gradual. I have to play like, such a volume of spells. Maybe play Festival Crasher. I think a 1/3 is like a pretty good stat line for this effect. It doesn't get trample, which kind of sucks, but let's play Pyrehound. Let's play Festival Crasher. Pyrehound. Pyrehound and Pyroceratops I like quite a bit. Festival Crasher, you know, I just think it's a little more durable. Cold Fiend's cool, but it doesn't live through combat, unless you're doing something crazy. All right, so let's see what we got. We got our things that grow. Let's look for um, let's for spells. Target creature, and yeah, let's look at things that target creatures. Spells that target creatures. Actually, what we'll do is type instant, because these are the things that we want to be doing in combat with that firebending ability. And we'll look at things that cost 1 mana first. Um, so like barge in, attacking creature gets +2/+2. That's not quite where we want to be. Brute force is a good one. We'll also look at cards that have, or creatures and I guess other artifacts and enchantments that have activated abilities that cost 1 red that we can use to do that. I don't want to like go super hard into like 3-4 mana combat tricks, even if we are getting a little bit of a discount, just because it's super expensive to do that. But brute force is just a giant growth. I'm always down for a giant growth. Built to smash is the same thing. The artifact creature can trample. No. And keep in mind, whenever we cast these, we give our creature first strike too. So we don't need ones that give first strike. Ace is not bad, but we're already attacking, and who cares? Fervent Strike, Firebending Lesson. We can play like Fiery Impulse is great, because we're going to be playing spells. Like, Spell Mastery is good. Fiery Impulse. We just get like a lot of really cheap red spells. We just get to cast it for free. Keep our mana up to like attack with cast creatures and stuff. I like that. Not like a ton of like great stuff down here though. Like we have a lot of these things like +2/+2, +3/+3 is obviously like the benchmark, right? Like that's the standard that we want to adhere to. There's like some burn spells like burst lightning and that other firebending card. There's a lot of these cards though, like heightened reflexes that I would like to make room for, but we just don't need the first strike. They're just kind of bad if we're not taking advantage of that. If we're not getting like the full freight on the card. Infuriate's a good one, +3/+2. 1 mana spells that give trample are also going to be great. Like Lightning Axe. He's not a mouse. I like his cantrips too, right? That's pretty cool. Let's play Might of the Meek. It might be that like this card is just bad, but good morning or after. It's good morning. It's the morning across the world. Good evening, Bill. Might of the Meek is cool. Gives trample, draws a card. It forms a similar role as Crash Through, which is a 1 mana sorcery that gives all your creatures trample. Usually, you're just using it to enable like 1 or 2 creatures, so it analogs pretty closely to this in terms of like how it actually plays. But this one's an instant, which I kind of like. Okay. Anyway, Panic's pretty cool. Let's play a Panic. Let's get a Panic in there. It's a delayed cantrip. Makes a creature not be able to block, but you can only cast it during combat, obviously, which is great because we're getting our firebending trigger in combat, and it also helps us force our creature through. So that's kind of exactly what we want. And keep in mind, like, all of these spells also just trigger our team here, which is sweet. Rouse the Mob, +2/+0 trample. That's great. We want that. And we can also pump more mana into it to give other things +2/+0 in trample. So that's pretty sick. And the great thing about this is that giving it first strike, really, these things give plus power. Like, these cards are not great in a lot of situations because they don't give any toughness, right? Creatures, like red creatures, are generally pretty fragile. Like, you'll notice, like, a lot of these things, their toughnesses start pretty low, except for this big asshole here. But, like, you have like a 2/2. These things are easy to block and kill. Rouse the Mob giving our Zuko first strike as well really helps. It means that these things that just pump the power rather than like power and toughness will help our creature live in combat more. So like these cards are really good. They're not as good in most decks. They're really good here. Here's another example: Rush of Adrenaline, +2/+1, and Trample. So with all these, we can just keep targeting our commander with this and grow all of our things. It's too easy. Not these ones. Not these ones. We're not going to Scred. Scred is for tryhards. You heard it here first. I like Titan Strength, honestly. Like, it's a big one. Keep in mind, like, with the firebending, we can use that red mana throughout the entirety of combat. So we can use it whether they block. We can use it like before blocks if we want to cast something like Panic. We can use it if no one has. We can use it like after blocks. If someone blocks, we can give our thing trample. Or if they just don't block at all, we can just give it +3/+1. You know. Either way, like we get so much free real estate out of the fact that it gets first strike for free. We have so much more breadth with which to operate in. Like turn inside out like a 1 mana +3/+0. In fact, borrowed hostility is one that I want to do too. Borrowed hostility. This is a great one. It has escalate, so for 1 mana you can give a thing first strike or +3/+0. You can pay 4 to give it both. Obviously, we're just giving our creature +3/+0 for 1 mana. Or we can guess on something else to give it first strike. You know, I guess we can split it up, right? Like we can pay 4 mana to give Zuko +3/+0 and give another creature first strike. Card's pretty cool. The modality of it. Okay, so that's all the red 1-drops. What about 2? 2 is where there's a lot of other stuff. I'm willing to go up to 2s. Let's look for things that give trample first, though. Like there's some good like rate ones like antagonize, but I really just want to give trample. Does this do that? Nope. Does this do that? Nope. This does. Brute strength. Because these cards will make sure that we grow our Zuko every turn, which is what we want to do. It's kind of like job number 1 of Zuko is to get counters every turn. All the hammers good removal in this deck. Anyway, I guess once we get up to the 2-mana stuff, we can also start looking at like the black cards too. The reason I don't like the black 1-drops obviously is because our commander doesn't help us cast them. But for like 1 colored pip, 1 generic mana spells, like this applies to that. So it reduces our red spells just as much as it does our black spells. So maybe there's some good black stuff in here too. Death Touch. First Strike and Death Touch are pretty good. It's like a Doomblade. Let's play Blade Brand. Let's get that out here. Death Touch is good. This one cantrips. This one gives indestructible. It's like a protection spell too. Maybe we'll play that. Maybe we'll play Battle Rage Blessing. We'll come back to that. Yeah, these ones are not that compelling. Next. Fist of Flame. Great one. We even have an avatar, the last Airbender version of it. This is the regular version. This is the new one. There's our guy, Zuko, from the Fire Nation. One of the avatars. It's like Power Rangers, you know. Don't need fling. Fling is cool, but it's a little pie in the sky. It takes a long time to ramp that one up. Given a violence plus 2 lifelink, 3 legendary against trample. Yeah, Gimli's Fury. Give me that. Give me that Gimli Fury. Alright, so we got like 13 mana. We got 13 combat tricks right now. We could probably keep going. I'll go through the 2 mana, and we'll call it. I don't want to play 3 mana ones. These ones give us cards like Haste Magic and Blazing Crescendo, so maybe we'll come back to those. I want to get the trample slash. I want to get the cheeky ones first, you know. +1/+1 counter on a creature, Death Touch, and indestructible. Okay, we'll play that one because the +1/+1 counter is like pretty sick. Yeah, we'll play Maximum Overdrive. Just makes blocking like super hard. And these things like Death Touch spells, I think, are not well respected. There are a lot of them in green. I've played a lot of the green ones in various decks. It doesn't say Doomblade on the card, but a lot of the times that's how these cards function. Something like Blade Brand, right? As long as you have like a blocker available, you just give your blocker Death Touch. You can kill whatever they're attacking with. Obviously, like conditions have to be right, but you know this is a format that's built around combat more or less. So I don't think it's unreasonable to expect this card to like pull some heavy weight. Plus, like when you Death Touch and First Strike is a tale as old as time, right? Dark Region is indestructible. Draw a card that has a counter. Well, it's a nice protection spell, but protection spells are kind of boring. We'll play Psychotic Fury. This is a cool one. This is better than Teemo Battle Rage in my opinion, just because it doesn't give your thing trample. It doesn't blow everyone out. We can string together trample and then this, but this one's more conditional. It draws you a card. I think this card's cool. And it's limited to our commander, more or less, which I like limitations on this ability. Unless I'm playing a deck where I just want to like kill somebody dead and I don't care. I want to kind of build in those limitations a little bit. Again, like I think it just makes for better games, honestly. Having like access to one multi or double strike effect with your combat driven commander is perfectly fine. Rimrock Knife, blah blah blah. First strike no, first strike no. Rouse is interesting because it's free. Let's play Rouse. I like Rouse. Rouse is a cool one. As with any free spell, it just gets people. Run Amok is a beater, +3/+3 trample. Yup. Run Amok. Again, like all these trample things also work on like any one of our growing creatures too. Get a lot of overlap. Okay, don't really care about these ones. Well, I guess we can. Sazakab's Brew is a pretty good. Yeah, we'll play a handful of these like instant speed, tormenting voices. How many cards are at 29? Let me put some mountains and swamps in here. Mountain, swamp. Say like 35 lands. So we'll do 16 and 17. So we're at 65 cards. Plenty of room to grow here. So we got Sazakab's Brew. Let's just get these out of the way now. We'll do Thrill of Possibility. We'll do, I don't even remember the other ones. Demand Answers. We'll play these cards in combat with our free mana, which is also good. I'm sure we'll find more. Split Siege Smash is good. Siege Smash. Okay. Stun. We'll play Stun. Just a panic that gives us our card immediately. These are all great spells. All these combat tricks are great spells. I got the dogs. I don't know if you can hear them in the background, but they're doing what they do. Terminate. One of the coolest reasons to play Rakdos is you get to play Terminate. It's just a really cool spell. It's very simple and it's very just like boring to a lot of people, but I think it's really classy spell. Just really classy. More First Strike, don't care. Haste, don't care. Lifelink counter is interesting. Vincent's Limit Break. So we pay 2, 5, and it becomes a 7. Zuko becomes a base 7/2. It's interesting. I'm intrigued, but I don't know if I want to do it. Let's see. Withering Bloom's pretty good. I do love me an Augur Spree. Null Camp is pretty great. This can make things not block, or it can give your thing +3 power. I love modal spells like this. Modal spells are great. Okay, anyway, okay, now we're up to threes. Threes is not where we want to be. Okay, let's look at cards that care about creatures. Counters. Counter. Oh, these are just spells. We don't want those. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, but not instant sorcerers. Just any card that cares about counters. Because all these things get counters, right? Like Weird, Ceratops, Zuko, our commander gets counters. So we can find cards that care about this. I can think of one off the top of my head, but I'm not sure how many there are actually. Oh, Arcbound Tracker. Gotta forget about Arcbound Tracker. This card is awesome. This one just cares about spells. Not necessarily, not even non-creature spells. Just as long as it's your second or more spell, it gets a 1 counter every time. Modular doesn't matter. I don't really care about that. It just is a thing that gets bigger. Might as well not even think this exists. It's just a big menace creature. My nose is itchy. Sacrifice a permanent. Get a counter. Nope. 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 Nope, 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 nope. What am I looking for? Descended. No. Some of these cards are cool, but I do love Descend cards, but this is not a deck that descends. This is a card that casts a lot of spells. Delta Bloodflies is kind of too low impact. Probably more firebending cards are good. Let's look at. I want to get the one card that I know that cares about counters that is good. I just don't remember what it's called. What sacrificing cards? Hacker Constrictor, that's the one. Each creature goes with counter on as menace. Let's give our thing menace, why not? Alright, that's the one that I know. Anyway, and we're back. Let's do cards that have a red mana symbol in their text box. So these are things that we can use our mana for, ostensibly. Yeah, none of these are activated abilities. These are all just like lame. Anything cool we can do with red mana in a text box? Anything at all. Fire breathing is interesting. We're not doing any madness stuff. Each creature has one discard draw. I mean, there's better cards that do that, so I'm not really interested. What are we at, by the way? 73? Okay. Okay. G2 Fire Breathing is actually pretty good. Let's get that one in here. Fire Breathing effects are really great if you have a commander that just generates free mana. We'll do Fiery Mantle too. Reason being is because Fiery Mantle, when your creature dies, you get it back. It's like a Rancor. It's Rancor's bad brother, whatever. I don't know. It's not as good, but it's cool. Goblin Picker, discard draw. I mean, that's what that aura did, right? Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that. Sacrifice Inferno Fist. I don't really think Inferno Fist is that good. We use it to cycle stuff. We use it to channel stuff. Play Iron Hoof Boar. Let's play an Iron Hoof Boar. This card's just really sweet. Once we get a little further down here, we'll go look at the firebending cards. Yeah, I mean, not like a ton of good activated abilities to dump this man into. I think it's just better suited with spells. I'm just not very impressed with these things. Whoops, I apparently didn't. Wait a second, what's Plasma Jockey? Oh, it's a Blitz card, okay. Oh, Quakefoot Cyclops is good. Quakefoot Cyclops is just like a stun. You can cycle it for 2 to make a creature not block. You just cast it and make 2 things not block, so it's a 4/4. Cards like this are great. This and the whatchamacallit, the Iron Hoof Boar. There's big creatures that we can cycle or channel with our mana from the firebending, should we want to do that, which I like. Rodeo Pyraminx is pretty cool. Let's play that. If you cast your first spell, you get 2 more red. So we can, conceivably go into combat with like a bunch of red floating. Let's get a Ripple Bookmark. I love this card. Blood Rush this is like one of my favorite red cards. Just a hill giant you can just turn into a giant growth. Super cool. Seems like the Scorchwalker, but the only thing about these, I guess, is that they're not like, non-creature spells, but they're good uses of the mana that we get for sure. We'll get the other firebending cards once I'm done going through here. Sword of Chaos is actually reasonable. This is a creature with an active ability of 3 to make a creature not be able to block. Very reasonable. This card, 3+1. Comes Dinosaur. No, not interested in that one as much. Stormshreak Pharaoh's kind of perfect though. In terms of like, so we're not gonna be able to firebend the Omen, which is fine. It's still like, whatchamacallit, a tormenting voice, but it does have like a pseudo fire breathing like dump for our mana, so that's good. I like this card quite a bit. What time is it? 7:30. Moving right along, right on pace. Yeah, that card's sweet. These cards are all really great. I just get to play a lot of my. I guess it's kind of like the whole point of what I do every week, right? I just get to play a bunch of my favorite cards. That's what all these decks are, anyway. Discard, draw, add a red, 3 mana, 3/2. Nope. Nope. Flash. Oh yeah, flash stuff. I need to look at the flash stuff. Okay, I think I'm kind of reached the end of that. Okay, so let's get the firebending cards, and then I'll search for flash stuff. Okay, so we got these guys. Fire Nation Cadets, if there's a lesson in your yard. It's not that great. This one I like. Firebending 2. Yeah, we'll play both of these. Rough Rhino was the other one. Vindictive Warden. Those ones are fine. I don't want to like jam a bunch of lessons in my deck. I mean, it has a fire breathing ability, which is pretty cool. And it is cheap. Firebending lesson. We could... What lessons do we have? I'll put it in here for now. Fire Nation Cadets. And then let's look at lessons. Okay, there's a fair number of them, right? Not, I don't really like any of these though. Yeah, maybe we'll just skip this one. I don't want to play lessons. Got 1 sorcery, 24 instants, which seems reasonable. What do we got? 83 cards, 18 creatures. I want more creatures, I think. Let's look at the stuff that is flash. Okay. Let's sort it by mana value. Appendage, amalgam is probably good enough, honestly. Okay. Anyway, oh, dueling rapier's great. Oh yeah, these flash equipment that give +2/+0 are great. They also give our thing first strike, which is great. Adventurous Ask we probably won't play because it has an energy equip cost that we will not be able to recreate. Mirror and Bane Splitter we will though. Just the same thing as Dueling Rapier, except from a different set. Bladed Battle Fan's pretty good, and Burner Rock. Yeah, we'll do those. Bladed Battle Fan. This is just a protection spell. And Burner Rocket gives Trample. It's a vehicle that enters, gives the thing +2/+0 Trample, which is good. Flaming Sword gives First Strike. First Strike, don't care. We already got Fire Breathing. Oh, Javelin Lightning is good. I guess just let's get First Strike though. Not as interested in that one. This one's interesting, like Omen of the Forge. Uh, Kimano's Blessing. Kimano's Blessing is interesting. It just exiles things basically, like the creature that it's enchanted to just exiles things when when they die. It's cool, but I'm not that interested. Oh wait a second. Oh, Maggot Therapy. No, we're gonna play Maggot. I like Maggot Therapy in theory. It's something I never actually end up playing though. It's a cool card. Um, um, Manticore is interesting, right? Oh, you know what we'll do? I thought of a really cool interaction. Mirrored and Avenged. Okay, so this destroy creature that was dealt damage this turn. Like obviously this doesn't like do anything by itself, right? But if we, like do one spell to give our thing trample, then we can just immediately kill something in combat with this. Yeah, I want to do that. That sounds fun. You Are Already Dead is another one. They both cantrip, which I like quite a bit. We'll do like we'll get Laughing Mad and Electric Revelation in here as well. Just because they're good. It's a good like reusable outlet for the firebending mana. Even though we just get the one, By the same token, like Rooftop Assassin, Manicore, like these cards are all very similar as like You Are Already Dead. The issue is that they cost 4 mana, and those two spells cost 1, which is what makes them compelling to me. Gain Shadow. No, that's not cool. Okay, what are we at? 91? It's not so bad. Got some good equipment here. Got some good creatures here. Kind of want more creatures. Um, let's look at heroic cards because we are playing with a lot of spells. So this one just gets bigger. We'll play these two. I think no, we'll play these three. The two that grow and the one that stuns things. I don't really care about this one that much. The tokens aren't that interesting to me, but we'll play Hoplite. We'll play the Hoplites and Arena Athlete. Just more options for our spells. Satyr Hoplite and something Hoplite. I don't remember the black one. Blood Crazed. Okay, that feels good. Feel like some heroic stuff. With a lot of things to do with them. Yes, we have a pretty robust like combat engine with these cards. They all kind of dovetail together really nice. What else am I missing? We've got some cool removal spells, or some cool removal effects. We've got some great cantrips. We've got some great combat tricks, creatures. What mechanics am I missing? There have to be more mechanics that are good here. I just can't remember them all. We feel like spectacle cards. I don't think there are many of them, though. Since we are a combat-focused deck. Screw the Critics is, like, fine, but kind of boring. I like Blade Juggler, but it's really just a thing. You know what we could do? Let's put a Feta Gargantua in here. Just because we are going to put counters on it. We are just going to, I mean, it's just a big creature that cares about counters. We have Hacker Constrictor. And we have a lot of other cards that care about +1/+1 counters. So we can do also like Whispers of the Dross, which is a proliferate spell, which might be fun. Because look, like, this gets +1/+1 counters. This one does. This one does. This one, this one. This one, this one. This one, this one, this one. It's not bad. What are the proliferate spells? I mean, I'm not gonna like play them if they're just for the fact that they proliferate. Like Whispers of Dross is actually pretty good. Um, Spread the Sickness, Grim Affliction. We'll play Grim Affliction. Um, yeah, we'll play Grim Affliction. This is another card that just makes blocking really tough for people. And we get like a little bit of an added bonus. Don't need to go like too heavy. So I've got 3 more spots. Got fire breathing auras. We've got these things. Let's look at more death touch stuff. I like this synergy. Instants and sorceries that have death touch. Instant. Sorcery. Death touch or lifelink. That's pretty cool. Death touch and sorcery. There's a couple of those. Lash of Thorns gives power. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Because like it has first strike anyway, so like any kind of power increase is just kind of lost on it. Although it does become better if you are casting it after blockers or whatever. Death touch and lifelink. I like this one. So it'll kill something, gain you some life, and draw you a card. Clues are actually quite good here too, right? Or do I have any investigate cards? Or clue token? Not the most compelling. What about blood? Maybe like a 1 or 2 blood token cards, because that's mana that we can use. Blood token, or even food. If there's something. Oh, you know what? Bludgeoning Guess is good. 'Cause that's a repeatable. We'll play Ceremonial Knife, and we'll play maybe Belligerent Guest, because it just keeps making blood tokens if it connects and it's a big trampling creature. Yeah, we'll do those. These are just great outlets for mana too. And that puts us at 100. Okay, this feels good. What's our curve like? Oh, curve's great. Okay, awesome. And pretty heavy red. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's more what we're looking for. Probably go down 2 more. 1, 2. And then we'll get some lands. Geothermal Bog. I don't remember all of them, but we'll do Opal Palace and Study Hall, like the classics. We'll do Path of Ancestry. We are playing with a number of humans, right? 8. Oh, it's not that many. Maybe you don't need Path. Maybe you don't just need like another tap land. I guess it does matter. Yeah, it's fine. It's good enough. It's good enough. We'll play. Shoot, what are the lands that I want? We'll play a Forgotten Cave. Something to do with our mana. We won't play the black cycling land just because we can't firebend into it, and we don't really need them. They're not like crucial, but it's a cool synergy. And I always forget the Snow Duel. Oh, Ash Baron's another good one. Just a very easy thing we can firebend to. We'll play Boiling Rock Prison. And we'll play the we'll also play the black red the whatchamacallit, the New Capenna land. We could play Captivating Cave and Cave Tradition. Let's do those. 2-color decks, it's easy to get away with playing a handful of colorless lands, which is good. Command Tower, I always forget Command Tower. For like the most useful land in the game, I always forget it. It always slips my mind. Don't need these. Geothermal Bog, got that one. don't need to be like too thoughtful. Like Ominous Asylum. Just like these utility lands, just like mana sink lands. I like it. Sulphurous Mire, that's the one. Sulphurous Mire. What time is it? 7:45? Gotta finish this up. Gotta get into the testing ground. I think I'm done though. Tramway Station's the last one I want. Okay, now we have to cut 15, 13 lands. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Do it like that. This is great. Okay, we're going in. Let's do it. Deal another hand. Here we go. We'll see if this works. It should work. All right, got a bunch of lands. Got 2 spells, but like good spells. Okay, let's go. Great spell. We'll hold on to these 2 because we can firebend with them. And really just, it's a hybrid card, so we don't need a black mana just yet. We have turns. We have a couple turns to draw it. Should we need to? If we need to cycle this, we can. But it's something that we can do with our mana here, so I'm happy to hold on to it for now. All right, turn 2. Gimli's Fury is cool. Turn 3. Play our boy. Boom. And then we untap on turn 4. So here's where we can figure out what we want to do. So a number of things. We definitely want to attack. So let's do that first. We add a red. Let's just... This is actually where we can double spell pretty easily here. So we'll go red, red, Gimli's Fury, give it +3/+2, so 5/4 trample. First strike, trigger here, connects, deals damage, gets a counter. Cool. Post combat, get ourselves an arena athlete. All right. This is fine. We'll cycle this to get our swamp because we have enough things to do. We'll play the swamp for turn. Did I just not play a land last turn? It's turn 5, right? Let's say I just played this, whatever. All right, got our swamp. So we'll go combat. Boom, boom. We had our red. We go red, red. We can do null camp, and we can choose to up to 2 creatures can't block this turn, targeting arena athlete and one of their things. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because we're still this doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm an idiot. All right, well, we're just gonna give like arena athlete +3/+1. Thing can't block. First strike here, and then if they block, depending on where they block, we can go Fist of Flame, say targeting this. So we'll get +2 power, so another 5 power. Trample, deal damage. Boom. We got this card next turn. Yeah, so we just got tons of things to do. Let's get the menace thing going here. And now we can like do just run amok. Attack, attack, attack. Depending on where they block. Well, let's just do this, right? We'll just make this thing huge. This thing gets first strike. Thing can't block. This becomes a 5/4 trampler. Say we connect again, and this has menace too, so it's even harder to block. Yeah, we're just like doing tons of damage. And now we can like do other stuff too, right? So we can do 1, 2, 3, cast Obsidian Elder, we make a token. Oh, not a hero. Get out of here. Get out of here. Make a hero. No, I did that. I did the same thing. I did the same thing. Wizard. Where's my wizard? There he is. We got a wizard. We go to combat again with everything. And then we can Fiery Impulse, deal 3 to something, trigger here. We could even like Fire Impulse our own guy to get rid of a blocker if we can't kill a blocker. So like that's pretty cool. This thing gets first strike. We have a big old 5/5 first striker. Another trample spell, which is sick. Let's just put Red Mage Rapier here, and then we go to town. Whatever. Add a red, cast this. Sick. All right, let's start over. Yeah, really easy to enable. Okay, anyway, this hand is great. Draw for turn. I'm gonna start with the Opal Palace. We'll just start with this. Why not? No, let's just with the tap land. Next turn. Okay, we'll play Mountain. Turn 3, we'll cast Zuko. Not doing a ton of stuff between turns 1 and 3, but whatever. Whatever. Once we get to turn 4, we're attacking, doing a lot of damage. So, okay, so that's that. Go to turn 4. Oh, we could even do, watch, we can cast this on turn 3. And then turn 4, we untap, we cast our Opal Palace. We cast our Opal Palace. Then we play our commander, it gets enters with the counter. Boom, that's even cooler. And then we attack, make a blood. Next turn, Mountain. So during combat, we can have a mana to cast this, 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 but that's not great. Play Rebel Belt Maka. So this is all pretty cheap. Let's go ahead and cast our Crackling Cyclops. And go to combat with these. We add a red. So we can do a couple things. We can like cast any of these spells, depending on if they choose to block or not. We can, if they don't block and we don't need to combat trick anybody, we can just cash in our blood token, get rid of this Laughing Mad. In fact, let's assume that they don't block because they're scared of us, right? We get a counter here. We make another blood. We use our red mana to sacrifice this blood, discard Laughing Mad, draw a card. Stun is sick. And then now we can like do things post combat should we want to. We can just like shock something, whatever. All right, says it captures really great too. Yeah, just having the extra mana to do that lets us, we could even just do this. Watch. Let's just play Rebel. Let's just play Creature. And now we go to combat again. We had a red, pay red. We'll stun, can't block. This thing gets 3 power. We'll draw a card. The land is always great. Yeah, we just have like a lot of damage coming through. This thing keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we can just like keep doing this stuff. And we have a hill giant. Yeah, this feels pretty good. This feels pretty good. No, that's not enough land. Mulligan. Ugh. Mulligan. Mulligan. Playable. Okay, here we go. Not having to like play on curve super hard is great when you have tap lands like this. That's why we can afford to play so many, right? Because like we don't need to play like 1 drop on turn 1, 2 drop turn 2, etc. We just need to have like 3 mana by turn 3, and that's pretty easy to do. So we'll start with this, and then we go to turn 2, and we play this, and then we can even just get our Festival Crasher. Let's just have him run him out there. And then we'll cast Zuko. And then this turn, we get to do stuff. Swamp is not necessary, so we'll hold on to that. We'll just play this red mana. So we have 5 mana going into combat, so let's do that. We add 1. Let's play Fist of Flame, targeting Zuko. So we'll draw a card. This gets +2/+0, so it becomes a 3/3. Zuko becomes a 3/2 trample. We have 3 more mana to spend, so we can like stun something. This becomes a 5/3. And we still have our like 3/2 trample first strike here. So let's say that we connect because we took out their blocker. Oh yeah, did I draw a card for this stun? No. Or we could even do is cast stun first and then this, so it's an extra point of power. So it's a 5/5/2 first striker. Right? Yeah, because Fist of Flame is already a 2/3. Okay, so yeah, 5 damage here. We do take 10 damage. It gets a counter. It's pretty good. And then next turn. Now we play our Swamp because we have this. So we'll cast our Burning Prophet. Hold on to this for now. So we can do, watch this. What we could even do is we can do, let's reset this. We'll attack, attack, add a red to this, cast Burner Rocket targeting this. So this becomes what? Gets +2 from the cast, +2 from the trigger, because it's a non-creature spell. No, this is only instance and sorcery, sorry. So, let's do that anyway. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, because all we need to do is give this first strike, and we can spread this power around. So let's just make this a 3/3. Now we get a trigger here to scry 1. We'll put this on the bottom. This gets first strike. They block or whatever. Say they throw a 4/4, 5/5 in front of this. First strike damage before regular damage. We kill their thing. Draw a card. Trigger here. Trigger here. Let's keep that one. And then we'll go to next turn. See, you can do stuff like that. These cards are really good. They're just really good. There's so many situations that you find yourself in where you can just like bluff attacks because you have this like I shouldn't say bluff, right? Because if they block, you know that you're gonna kill their thing. You just attack with your dummies, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna put my big ol combat threat in front of your little guy as a free block. It's like absolutely not. And these things cantrip too, which is another like element to them that I really like. But they're great on offense. They really let you dictate terms of combat. Like you get to just attack with everything. Because worst case scenario, you're just like trading your creature for theirs and cashing this in for a free card. And they're great on defense too, obviously. So there's nothing bad about these cards at all. The two that cantrip, and there's one called Fatal Wound that is not. It's an older card from Weatherlight. It doesn't cantrip, so I'm not like maxing out on them here because I really like the ones that I can get free cards off of, and we don't really like too many of them. But this and Mirrored and Avenged are really great. Anyway, let's cast some creatures. Let's get this Arena Athlete out here. I'll have 5 mana. You know what? Let's get the Warden out because I just kind of want to get this more firebending online because I'm gonna have stuff to do with like this expensive spell. So now what we'll do, that's 3 mana. So you'll go to combat. Boom, boom. We can even attack with this. Red, red, black, because I don't need the black mana. Actually, what we could even do is just like crew this, right? I have a 3 mana creature, 3 power. So we'll go red, red, or red. Don't we need to tap that, right? Because 1, 2, 3, red, red. Oh yeah, red. Okay. We'll discard this land and draw 2. This is nice. Go ahead and play this. Give this trample and first strike. I should have a counter from last turn. Trigger here. Put that on the bottom. Trigger here, +2 power. Resolves, draw a card. Land is not great. So we do like 2 here, 5, 9, 12 damage, attacking for 12. Next turn, we're not hurting for mana, so let's just get this tap land out there. We can go back to combat. We have 2 mana from firebending this time. We just want to attack with this. Actually, we'll use this to crew this. So we got 2 mana, 3, 4. Can flash this back. Discard a mountain. Draw 2. Oof, rouse is good here. We'll pay 2 to rouse. Oh wait, hold on. So I would scry this to the top anyway because these cards are great. Cast rouse for free, targeting whatever we want. We have another scry trigger. Put that on the bottom. We can even like siege smash. And then we can, or like even if we wanted to, we could have already cast like Arena Athlete and, like targeted Arena Athlete with Rouse and took out a blocker. We can always Siege Smash too. We can make this thing bigger. Yeah, this feels good. Okay, 759. I think we've demonstrated it. This card's, let me change this viewing settings real quick. Okay. So there you have it. A really cool Zuko deck that lets you do some cool stuff. I like this. If I were to go through it, spend more time with it, I might cut some land, pack in more ways to get triggers on our other thing, like spell triggers. There are ways to do that. I'm sure I just have to kind of go deeper with it. I really like cards that let you do this, that want you to play cards like this. Being able to just like play a combat trick heavy deck is really fun. It makes combat really dynamic, and since it's a huge part of the format, it's a really great thing to lean into. That's why I really like blue base cantrip decks, like Is it like Beam Splitter Mage is a good example of a card that I really love for this exact reason. Obviously, it's not nearly as powerful as Beam Splitter Mage, but it encourages you to do a lot of really cool things, and it eases the mana burden of doing a lot of this stuff, like leaving mana up to interact, leaving mana up to cast your combat tricks. Uh, that's kind of the thing is when you have all this stuff to do during combat, it really limits your ability to do stuff during your main phases. And this I like that this eases that burden and kind of grows on its own. So we'll leave it there. Deck list is going to be in the description as always, and also as always, there is a list. It's not a bookmark; it's a list now. Link to that. All the decks that we've built over the last year and change are in there as well. Everything that we've done on stream is in that list. So if you want to go back and look through those, they are yours to play with and adapt and steal and take whatever ideas you want to. And then lastly, there's two links at the bottom of the description. One is for Trevor Project, one is for Trans Lifeline. If you are able to, I recommend and encourage you to donate to those organizations. And with that, we'll see you next week. I appreciate y'all for joining me again. I couldn't do this. Well, I would do this without you because I love to do this, but I like that you're here to do it with me. So I'll see y'all next week. Have a good week. Take care. Bye bye.